Whoa, look at everybody. I even got a gunshot off, dude. The way that you jump out of the plane now is kind of broken. You have to, like, start holding, at least on mouse, you got to start holding forwards. It, like, drops you weirdly. All right, here we go. First out, and I do really like 70th place. We have a lot more players on this map. It's actually kind of crazy how full the map feels, because it is a bigger map, but it makes up for it with the amount of players, and especially in solos because of the respawn element. Unlike regular solos, you just die 50-50 chance coming back in the gulag. You can't come back again and again and again. It keeps the population of the game way higher, and that is something I really appreciate to that point. Some people got mad at me saying that should be the new staple mode, even for regular solos. But to me, the experience on this is far better. The big question that I have is the end game, because they did say in the patch notes, instead of 4 zones that pull completely out of zone, now there's only going to be 2.
DMZ hardcore for season 3.
Yeah.
Feel like I've been losing all my 1v1s in BR.
With the increase, ooh, nice drop shot there. Just immediately pounced on the shots that were going down. With the health increase, he said about the 50 health increase, what do I think about it? It will bring out higher skill gap because you need to hit more shots. The same thing with the builds will be more important. You having a more recoil on your builds where you start getting a bullet 20, 25 of the magazine that starts really easy recoil, but progressively gets harder because it peels off to the right like the new Razorback gun if you don't have that thing built correctly. And look at this guy. Another aggressive push. Drop shots in. Oh, another on him. Gets the reload done. But too much armor on him. Didn't even get down to the health. Too weak after that. Third partied out. You are going to have more problems. You are going to have to hit more shots, and I've seen that myself. That's one of the reasons, especially on this map, to me, the SMGs are more powerful, and the snipers are more powerful, because you can either hit the one-tap from range, and then they're just dead, or you can play close range, and that will be easier because there's not going to be as much mid-range recoil you have to deal with. If you're like 80 meters, 90 meters out on somebody, it's going to be a lot harder to land those last couple shots that you need to, because you need to now land those shots and even more. So it's even harder than what it was. As long as you get your cooldown when you spawn back in, that's like... Then you can go out and fight, go for kills. And if you come out ahead on a lot of kills, you come out 4 or 5 kills, it's not just the sake of kills that it's helpful, but look at all the loot that's on the ground. You're going to get the cash from all the players that you've killed. You're going to get the kill streaks that they've been looting around and haven't had the chance to call in. And you could set up an arsenal for the mid-game before it gets to that Zone 4, Zone 5 lock, and respawns are disabled. That's kind of what you're really looking for at early game, to snowball as best as you can. Because then once you come into Zone 4, 5, you start spawning back in. All the chests have been hit outside of some of the restock ones. Maybe you already hit your loadout. A lot of those people at end game when they come back are not going to have quite as much to fight. Look at this! He closes the door just before that. Do you hear that? The bomb drone. It's just on the other side of his door here. He's just waiting it out.
With the increased health, think the siege is still viable?
Oh! Got it. We'll say that Lockman's still looking very good, although that guy didn't even have plates either. He didn't even get to flesh there. At that point, it's like, why even take the shots, right? That guy had a close enough spot to hit cover. And he did do a pretty good job of at least, like, turning around, checking his back, making sure nobody's coming. But, of course, still get caught by Tots McGee over here, who did come in on the flank. Especially if you're rooftop. A lot of people are going to be crouching around through the buildings. And when you shoot, you give your position away. You were just inviting somebody for the third party. That's why whenever I take a couple snipes on a rooftop, I'll turn around and you'll even hear me say, like, I'm looking for the third party right now. It's just bait. You think of every shot you take as a bait shot, even if it's not a bait shot. Not much personality on this map. Feels like they could make a really different map. Super techie city. I don't know what. This feels kind of bland. Not copy-paste elements, but a thematic world, and all the colors feel the same. I disagree on a lot of that, man. I think a lot of the colors are way more vibrant, especially compared to, like, Ashika, which is covered in fog. Now, there are a lot of elements on the map as he just gets completely obliterated coming around the corner. Late on the rotation, by the way. He could have moved a little sooner. Of course, he has his respawn, so he'll be able to float over as we follow him with Ghost, who's also getting third-partied. All this fighting outside of zone just makes me so nervous. But I will concede, like, in DMZ, the whole map is a foggy mess, and that it is kind of bland there. But I really like the aspect of the canals here, being able to dive in water, have some water play. I think that's something that they could even vastly improve on. It's something we saw super well done. How many of you guys played Blackout? Blackout was a game that had water, like, nailed, in my opinion. Although, was a little overpowered being able to stay underwater and shoot out full bullet velocity speed. Would love to see it. But look at all these buildings. Like, you go in a library. Look at all the books. This is filled with a world. You go into the barber shop. You go into a clothing store. You break windows on certain buildings and alarms go off, right? Because you've triggered the alarm of a store. You broke into this side shop. Gas stations are in this game with, like, proper loot in them to where what you would find, like, to a degree, right? Especially more so for DMZ. But all of that already has so much more character to me than even Warzone 1 did, even with Verdansk, which was good. But, like, you go to the university, it looks epic. Like, they have such a cool environment. I feel like the maps here are incredible. Compared to, like, BattleBit, which we've been playing a little bit of recently, that just has everything stripped. There's just, you get the overall macro feel, but the micro of all the little details are not there, which it doesn't really need. That game stands on its own for a variety of reasons. If you guys want to see me play more of that too, let me know. That gives me complete Battlefield incredible vibes. The buildings are a lot like Battlefield, except they're more modern and slightly bigger. Oh, there goes the boat. I haven't seen that yet. Yeah, this game does lack the destructible environment, but I don't think it necessarily needs it. As he hops on the boat, that guy jumps off. Does he go for the pursuit? He does! It's a risky play. That guy's a pistol back from Gulag. He could die. And he still dies to the melee beatdown, dude! This is what I'm saying with the water, though. I feel like there could be better combat in here, but okay. All right, he gets the kill. Even if it's just like 10 meters and you can at least shoot your gun. I don't even know what's realistic underwater shooting bullets, but I know they go at least a couple feet, right? This is risky with the parachuter coming down as well. Gets one, gets the double. That's big, though, because now that clears out this side of zone, although jailbreak. Wait a second. I'm coming back, boys. Okay, here we go. First spectate on Vondel, and we're coming back! That wasn't him. But at least we got guns. Oh boy, MCPR and Fennec. Why is my weapon swap so fast? Oh! G20, this was the guy! This was him! Alright, well, now he gets to continue playing. I didn't ruin it for him. He already made it across the water. But did he just die to this? Or is it the same player? Get us on the spectate! He did die. Off the fourth party of whatever it was. Decatherm. Come on, get us to spectate here. Decatherm. Ooh, running the Vaznev. And Unchained Fury, low ammo on his ISO Hemlock. Top 10 situation. 6 kills on board, so not as many as the first one we were spectating. Push is coming on the left. Look at the slow walk rotation coming around on him. Very good movement and keeping quiet to catch him by surprise on the angle. Wasted a bit of time there. Could have been looting time and scooting time. Needs to get this reload done. He's a little slow on some of the actions that he's taking, but he didn't grab the UAV there. He hasn't got a replate yet. He hasn't got that stim pistol in pocket. I feel like he's like a Tarkov player or something, you know? Needs to get his reload done. Like, a lot of this is minute stuff. You got to get on it quick so you can open yourself up. Especially, like, where he's standing now is just completely exposed, the entire castle. A lot of this is, what's your weak spot as you're playing? That's what I always keep in mind. What's my weak spot? Like, right now, him getting pushed in close range with an SMG dead silence. He's dead here because he's got his AR out. He loses to a close range fight if somebody's in that other room. He didn't check that. Very risky pushing up to the top. If somebody was here, he was beamed out. Now he's got to rotate. He's high ground. Usually you want to be low ground for rotations off this so you don't caught parachuting. Spots one in the water underneath him. Didn't see it. It should be right behind him there. That guy might not have noticed either. He's going the wrong way for the zone as well. Now he's beat down from that guy in the water. Okay, now we're going to follow somebody who knows what they're doing. I mean, a good enough decision on the 1v1. But you got to have enough sense of what's going on for the end game. This is what I talk about all the time. And usually you want to leave these new players alive so you can take them out. Here we go. Nub! He's using the new melee weapon. He's got it unlocked. Which is perfect for the water play as well, because you can only melee and pistol in water. Let's see. Now he's in a late rotation into the water, but he does have a slight bit of the water in play here. Oh my goodness. Spots one on the outside, knocked out of zone. Stays underwater. He does have that long-range AR suppressed when he needs it. Got the kill with it, but he's burning his gas mask right now, which I don't like. 1v1! Oh, no, and it's pulling out of the water now. He did just take shots. The other player is going to have an idea where he is. He could pop his Deddy and run it in. Still plenty of ammo in the mag. Doesn't need to get the reload. Needs to spot the kill. He sees it! No! He was too late. Was it too late to spot it, you think? He could have had that, man. He just saw it right before that guy even started to shoot. Maybe he was trying to close distance a little bit first before going for the shots. Nonetheless, hey, I even still got a kill spectating. 100% better than a 0. At that point, I wouldn't even hesitate on the shots. I just immediately take the shots, get the damage on, especially in a 1v1 situation. Now you've got a head start, and now you push the rest of the damage out afterwards. Once you have a lead on a target who hasn't shot you, it's almost game over on this game. Of course, there's a little bit of accuracy that comes into play, but not typically.